Hello and welcome to the AMA room. We are a group focused on giving you quality Ask Me Anything sessions with interesting people and projects in the blockchain industry. I'm your host, Cryptopatsu. You can find me on Twitter and Telegram as well. So for our first video AMA ever, we have here the CEO of bridgemutual joining us, Mike Miglio. Hi Mike, welcome. So for today's AMA, I have here the CEO of bridgemutual, Mike Miglio. Hi, Mike. Welcome.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Yeah.
So it's very exciting today. I'm very excited to know all about bridgemutual. But before that, why don't you give us a little bit of background about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to share. So I'm an attorney in the crypto space. I started a law firm with one of my partners back in 2017, and I bought my first Bitcoin around 2016. So since then, as a firm, we've serviced a lot of important clientele, dozens and dozens of projects. I've kind of vicariously lived through their struggles as their legal counsel, and so I've learned a lot from their successes and mistakes. And some of the clients that we've advised have been, for example, Acropolis, Noya, Gate.io, and then a bunch of others that people haven't heard of because, most projects don't make it. But now, doing this full time, the law firm is kind of wrapping up, winding down, and I'm the temporary CEO of bridgemutual. And I say temporary because we're planning to become a DAO, or a decentralized autonomous organization, wherein the users control what the platform does, and the centralized team no longer has any power over it. So yeah, that's now you're all up to date on my life.
It's very interesting mix, like from legal and then up to crypto. So nice. And how about like the whole team? I also want to get to know the whole team behind Bridge.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty big team.
Right now, like how many are you?
Yeah. Well, we have different people, some doing full-time, some doing part-time, and then some are just advisory. But if you add them all together, it's some number greater than 20 and less than 30. We've got quite a few full-time people though. Myself, Lily Fung, who is another attorney, former SEC attorney, and my partner in the project, Joshua Weiser, who was a former director at the Paxful Exchange. We have Ian Arden, our CTO, with more than 20 years of coding experience. He's a Bitcoin OG, started coding in Solidity, I think back in 2011 or 2013.
Early days.
Yeah, really early days. I mean, I could keep going, but I'm just going to name like the really
important ones.
Really involved people. Yeah,
right.
I wouldn't say
everyone's important.
Some people a lot of time. Yeah. Michael Perzik, he is a quantitative analyst and economist. He also works for Bangor when he's not working for bridgemutual. Really intelligent guy. Kirill Ivanov, another Solidity dev, and also a quant who has done insurance products before. And then we've got 4 other developers that are kind of working on the project under the guidance of Ian. And that's pretty much the full team, the full core team anyways. And then from there it branches out into a lot of some specific things. Yeah.
Okay. So how did you come up with Bridge, or how did you conceptualize bridgemutual?
Yeah. So actually at the time that we started developing Bridge, we came across first Nexus Mutual. We knew we wanted to do something related to insurance on chain, and we looked it up and we found Nexus Mutual in the space, and it was early days for them when we started developing and thinking about what we're doing. And we noticed that there were some things that we wanted to change with their model, or that we thought could be changed and could be improved upon. So, I mean, that's obviously kind of subjective, but we went from there. We basically said, okay, well, what are they doing? How else can we possibly do it? What can we alter to make it be better or faster or more robust or more comprehensive? And it just came to life kind of, right? We just working at this idea, and then all of a sudden someone else is involved, and then all of a sudden, we're working on this pitch deck now. and I'm reaching out to investors for the first time, and then, somebody invests, and now we've got some capital, and just it kind of snowballed into this thing. Now, I never expected to
Really, really big.
yeah, to do this, or to stop my law firm to do this, right? To completely transition and pivot fields.
Did you completely transition? Did you leave your law firm?
Pivot is made.
Wow.
Yeah, it's done. So this is
big decision for you.
Yeah, kind of charging into this and blindly almost. But now it's been about 6 months since we've really, I would say, started focusing on this about full time. And
so did the idea come from you guys wanting to enhance the insurance side of crypto, or was it because of Nexus Mutual?
No, I mean, insure, everybody knows that there's all kinds of different industries that you can migrate on chain and stuff. Mm-hmm. But Nexus Mutual, after we saw it, we're like, wow, these guys are really doing something. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. It's really nice. They did an amazing job. I personally don't know Q or anyone in the Nexus team, but what they've done as pioneers and frontiers should be forever respected. And it was mostly like, well, they're doing this, and look how much demand there is, and we think that this is a very similar business model to credit default swaps. In credit default swaps, they're a $3.7 trillion market, and technically all of it could really be done on chain, or most of it could probably be integrated on chain in some way. And so the potential for what this could be is amazing. And at that time, there was something like 300 million worth of coverage on chain with Nexus. And so we're thinking 3.7 trillion, that's 13,000 times more potential room for there to grow. So there's room for everybody in the space. And we're just okay, well, let's get cracking, because I think this is one of those things that it's not going away. It's definitely going to be the next thing. So we took it really seriously after we saw the potential, and we developed our own thing, completely, very, very different from Nexus in design, but essentially the same thing. It's discretionary risk coverage.
Right. So why don't you tell me all about Bridge? How is it different from Nexus, since you already mentioned Nexus?
Yeah, absolutely. And there are other platforms out there, but so some of the main ones that are more obvious to people are that Nexus is currently on Ethereum. I don't know if it'll stay that way. We're actually also on Ethereum. We're building out in Solidity, but the intent is to migrate over to Polkadot. The reason for that being, there are many, but the primary reason, the most important, is just scalability, and that's limited mostly by gas fees. So Polkadot has a much better gas fee system. One other thing is we don't require KYC. So
really? How does it work? Without having KYC, does it lessen the security, or how does it affect?
KYC, you track every member, and so it kind of makes things easier in terms of voting, because you have one account, and that's one person, and that's for sure. Right. In our model, where you have no KYC, because you don't have every individual person being logged by something like their identity, and someone could technically just have 20 ETH addresses and all be voted with 20 ETH addresses. You have to think outside the box and find a good business model that balances that out and makes that not a problem. Right. So we're not doing KYC. It doesn't matter who you are. You do use ERC20 addresses as basically an identity or an account. And then you vote using the BMI tokens. You stake those, vote, and then you start voting. Anyways, so there's that, no KYC. That's a big one. We're doing more products. So when we first started this, it was Nexus had smart contracts only. One of our earliest pitches is months and months ago. We had already decided to do stablecoin coverage, centralized exchange coverage, and smart contracts. So we wanted to have a larger suite of products kind of right away. Yeah, larger scope. The stablecoin coverage being a really big one, because it's actually, there's more TVL and stablecoins than in smart contracts by a significant margin. So and the risk there is significant, right? And until we cover that risk, until we cover like stablecoin risk and until institutions can feel safe about keeping large stores of value in USDT or USDC or DAI, the money markets aren't going to move into the space as quickly as I think we would all like, right? They're all just going to keep speculating on Bitcoin. And there's a few other things. I'll just name two more. So in our platform, this is a really big one, actually. I think it kind of takes the cake, is that in our platform, anybody can permissionlessly add new insurance products for smart contracts. So if you're a brand new project, or you see a brand new project and it's a DeFi project and they've got smart contracts and it requires staking or whatever else, everyone is aware that there's a huge risk for rug pulls or for exploits or losing your money, and the audits are real or they're fake, or lots of concerns there. You can just create a insurance pool for that asset right away. Yeah,
easily. You can just
very easily cross chain as well. So you just pick Ethereum, Polkadot, Cardano, pick the chain, put in the address. We scrub the Explorer, we find it, we pull the information, it propagates. As soon as you put capital into that pool, the pool is created. Then anyone else can go buy insurance.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's that's something that no other platform has. And so the reason that's important is if you get a brand new project people think are risky. Okay, well, you're a developer, you just go to our bridge and you just create a pool for yourself, and you can supply coverage there as well. If you believe in your code, you should have no problem doing that. You'll earn interest as you do it. Other people can buy insurance against your platform. And then they're more likely to then invest or put capital into your platform because they have insurance. So that's a huge one. Yeah, I think that's actually good enough. I think that the differences between assets, we can just draw.
That's the major differences. Okay.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
Well, tell me about BMI. Like, what are its uses? Is it like? Okay, go ahead.
So that's a good question. If you look at other insurance platforms right now, you'll see that a lot of them are using their native token to price insurance, to pay for premiums, and to even and sometimes pay out claims. To do this, to make sure that you can use your native token in this way, you have to be able to control the price of the token. It can't be a free market, because then if the token value drops significantly and you're covering insurance with this token, then potentially the amount of potential policy payout that you have far exceeds the amount of value you have to pay it out. So in order to control that price, these projects use bonding curves. A bonding curve is a mathematical formula that just basically says when it just controls the price. It's really simple. But the thing about that is that it makes trading the asset very unpredictable, because then the price goes up in an exponential way, which creates volatility due to the bonding curve. Also, traders have a hard time tracking this and betting on it, because they don't know when a claim is going to get paid out. And if a claim does get paid out, the price can drop very quickly and create a loss for them. So instead of the model where you use your native token for those reasons, we use stable coins. So when you're on our platform, you pay for insurance in stable coins. You get paid out in stable coins. And the BMI token is used for other things in the platform. Primarily at the moment, it is used to stake it, so that when you're staking, you can then vote on claims. And then voting on claims can be very lucrative, because we take a part of the premium that the person pays, and that part of the premium goes over to the claims assessment pool. And whenever a claim is made for that particular policy, that premium unlocks and it gets paid to people who are voting on it. But they can only vote if they've got BMI and they're staking the required amount. So it acts as another way to give them access to another stream of income. It also allows them to vote on the DAO, and they can also just stake it on the platform and earn more BMI in return.
Right. Do you already have figures on how much you pay out for these stakers?
Oh, that's a great question. For the stakers, APY?
I don't know, not the APY. The ones who vote on the claims, yeah.
So in terms of the paying out people who are voting on stuff,
right? Yeah.
They get paid in BMI, but they also get paid in stable coins. From the premium, right? And so that'll be about 25% of the premium. So if you end up having a really expensive contract millions of dollars and it's a 180-day duration or whatever, and the premium you paid is like 10 grand, right? Then if you ever made a claim in the future, $2,500 would be used to compensate the people voting on that claim if you made it, right?
Oh, okay.
So that's now split among the people who are voting in a really intricate way. But I don't want to talk too much about the voting system and go too into depth because a lot of the voting system we have planned is actually not released to the public yet. It's in our white paper, which we intend to launch closer to our launch date. But if we talk too much about it, then it becomes kind of easy to put together what we're doing and maybe copy us. So
right. Understood.
Big to my chest. But I also wanted to say you were getting to a different question about what was it? You asked me how
they earn, like how.
No, I don't think that was it. You can just keep asking questions, and if I remember, I'll just interrupt and I'll
okay. Okay, I think it was asking how much they earn as a payout when they stake. No, like okay, you can provide the APY.
The APY can be adjusted pretty easily on our end. So when the platform first launches, we'll have like a pool of BMI tokens that if we need to, we can use to further incentivize people to either provide more coverage or to stake more BMI or whatever the case. We also have a really cool decentralized shield mining system. So so shield mining, the concept, the word, what it basically means is if people are providing coverage to a certain asset, they get paid in that asset's native tokens for providing coverage.
Oh, cool.
Just an example. Let's say we have an insurance pool for Balancer. Well, if you provide coverage to the Balancer pool, then you'll get paid in BMI. You'll get paid in stable coins because when people buy premiums, you get paid from that. You'll also get paid in Balancer, and that's the shield mining portion. So the reason for the Balancer part is like if you're a brand new project and you want people to provide more coverage to you, you have to incentivize them. So you can take your own tokens and apply it to your own coverage pool on Bridge, and then they'll get native tokens, and that's just an extra APY boost for them. And they'll get some exposure to your tokens as well for providing that coverage. So,
so many advantages, right?
Yeah, a lot of different ways where we tackling
to incentivize, right? So cool. Yeah. So speaking of BMI, how much are you? Oh, I believe you've already like done your the first round of your what do you call that, the investment, like a
private rounds. So we had 3 rounds, angel, seed, and private.
So you're done with the first round, right?
Done with all of them. So the private sale is over.
All of them, okay.
Yeah, there's 3 rounds of the private sale, and all 3 rounds are over. We've been over for a while actually. So we closed out. I want to say December 14th, but don't quote me, please.
Okay. You can edit it out.
We finished it off with a small community round where members of our community that were active in Telegram were linked to a form and they could all fill it out and request allocations. Then we went through the form and we picked all the people that we recognized being active or that we thought added value. In that form, we raised in total 1.6 million from all our rounds. But in that community,
congratulations!
Thank you, appreciate it. In the form alone, within 48 hours, we had more than $9 million worth of interest.
Wow.
And it was just way oversubscribed. And then I think now the number is and I don't know because I stopped counting. We just stopped taking all the requests down. But I think there has to be more than 20x of requests to purchase tokens and to participate in the private round.
Wow.
Yeah, so the demand has been amazing. It's been a huge.
Yeah, I can see why. The project's really solid, and it's really the insurance like part of crypto hasn't really been realized, like the full potential of it. So, and what the products that you're bringing on the table is really solid. So I can see why people really want to put their money in it. But what happens if I wanted to invest in the early part but didn't get chosen? Like, what can I do next?
Yeah, so we're doing our best to try and get people who are early birds and who are really passionate about the project in. But very difficult. I mean, right now the community has grown to a substantial level. Actually, our Twitter and our Telegram are both larger than any other insurance project out there at the moment already, and we're brand new to this scene for the most part. And yeah, so what we've done is we partnered up with Focus-Starter, another amazing platform that everyone should be looking into and checking out.
Yes,
And
I'm actually looking at Focus-Starter. They're really cool too.
Yeah, and the founder is an amazing guy as well. But what they do is they host initial DEX offerings for really quality projects, and they take their position in the ecosystem very seriously, and they're very ethical about how they do it. So I'm really happy to have been chosen by them and partner up with them. And so we're doing an IDO with them, and that's going to be in 8 days on January 30th. The IDO is, basically an opportunity for people to fill out the form, prove they're not a robot, and if they like BMI, can potentially win a spot to buy some tokens at the IDO date, and that'll be at the private sale price. So it's fair for them. And
how much is the IDO price?
12.5 cents.
Okay.
12.5 cents per token. So yeah, it's gonna be good. We did just the first round already, where we were gonna whitelist, or where we did whitelist 400 people. The pool of people was like 18,800 requests.
A lot of people.
Tons of people. Yeah, there's a lot going on. Yeah.
You must be overwhelmed.
It's not too late. You can apply on January 25th.
I can. I'm actually waiting for it.
You should. I think this time we'll use like a CAPTCHA where you have to choose all the boats or all the cars or something, because that last time so many bots tried to get it. Yeah, there was like 5,000 or 6,000 bots out of the 18,000 we got, or 19,000 we got.
That's really annoying for people who are like genuinely interested.
Yeah, we curated it by hand. It took 2 people 20 hours of time to curate the list and like check every single submission and make sure that the person wasn't a bot to the best of our ability. So we worked really hard on that. The CAPTCHA would have made that a lot easier.
Well, I think your next round would be more efficient. But of course, it's still not sure if you're gonna. I mean, if I'm looking to invest, it's still not guaranteed that I'll be able to get in, right?
Yeah, it's a lottery, unfortunately. Like the thing is that we only raised 1.6 million. The project is got a lot of attention right now. The team is very solid. We've been on track with production. So, I mean, not to like brag or anything, but a lot of people want to get their money in because it's a pretty secure investment. It makes a lot of sense. And that's not financial advice. I'm just kind of giving my opinion here.
Right.
So it's really hard, but there also was some, we did a collaboration event with another project named Bondly. And Bondly is pretty large as well. You should check out what they're doing, but they are sort of specializing partly in NFTs, and we collabed an NFT drop for our communities. And basically what part of the perks of the NFT is that if you hold the NFT, you can get BMI airdrops to your address. So that's another way to do it. But that was also really competitive. We released 175 NFTs, and they sold out in 40 seconds. So it was really quick. Yeah, and some people bought 2, actually. A few people bought 2, so good for them. But
there's really a high interest in NFTs. That's why it sold out easily. But looking into the future, like what is your vision for bridgemutual, and like what are the future products they should be like watching out for?
Yeah, so honestly, the way I put it is that DAOs are the future. That's one of my strongest and core beliefs. I've been like drinking that Kool-Aid since 2017 at least. I think that DAOs will be the future of what public companies are today. And I honestly believe that eventually governments will also function as DAOs. But I picture bridgemutual being a DAO. And I could personally benefit a lot if I never made it a DAO. I could keep it a centralized company, but that doesn't inspire me to work or get up every day. I really want to pursue this idea, and I think my team does too. So in the future, this will be a DAO that provides people a platform for basically peer-to-peer or peer-to-business risk coverage. And the community will be self-sustaining. The community will be paying out auditing companies in the future, retaining them and having them basically audit the space where audit companies will be on retainer with bridgemutual, and the DAO will say, okay, this brand new product just came out, go audit it, please. And then we'll send 5 auditors over there to go audit the code. And eventually, as it gets more and more robust, it'll just be around the clock. It'll just be auditing companies working for bridgemutual, auditing kind of everything going on in the space all the time, every new update to every platform and every other decentralized platform. And it'll be this kind of pillar of credibility and a source of authority for what is safe, what is not safe, what should you invest on based on the odds of this thing being safe, to invest in that. So that's kind of like one of my longer term visions. And of course, the obvious answer, which is like, what happens with traditional insurance? Can we revolutionize traditional insurance too? And I think the answer is yes. I don't think it'll be easy. I think it'll be something that is met with a great deal of regulatory pushback, most likely. Right. Even though, I mean, this is not the same as an insurance company by any means. This is like a group of people who are agreeing to insure each other. And really, bridgemutual is just a platform. We're allowing people to kind of come to the table, and agree on set terms. And we don't even control the money. We don't have access to the money. We don't have any custodialship of any assets. We don't choose where the money goes or what gets paid out. It is as decentralized as it can possibly be, and we're just working towards that. Yeah,
it's really good. I do believe this is going to be huge in the near future, and I wish you the best of luck on the coming. When are you launching again?
Yeah, not long from now. January 30th is when we're launching. So
that's also the launching date, or
no? To be clear, that's the TGE. So launch and TGE can sometimes be used.
Okay, interchangeably.
Correct. So the launch for the actual platform, we're looking at a March launch date. We're trying to meet our quarter one deadline. Based on how auditing goes, we have got auditing done by Zokyo. Zokyo is
right.
They audit for Wi-Fi. They audit for Badger. They're one of the top auditing companies, and we're also getting an audit done by Consensus Diligence, who is another very well-known, respected top auditing firm. And so with those 2 audits, once they're done, we will push into our launch.
Okay, so I hope there's no delays. And I know a lot of people are excited about Bridge. So why don't you invite them where we can, where we can find you for updates and the groups that you're in.
Yeah, absolutely. So the website is really simple. It's bridgemutual.io. Most of our socials and stuff linked to there. The Twitter is bridge underscore mutual. Yeah, bridge underscore mutual. Same with our Telegram is bridge underscore mutual. That's our main chat room. So please, if you are watching this video and you're not part of it already, please join in.
Yeah.
I promise you won't regret it. It's a great community. I talk there all the time. If you want to ask a question, I'll be there to answer it.
24/7. Well,
yeah,
almost 24/7.
I won't be there 24/7, but I'll be there.
That's good. But it'll be easier to ask anything there. Okay. Yeah. We'll also be putting the link to their groups in the description box below. So I think that's all my questions. I don't think I missed anything. Yeah. So that's it.
All right.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Patrice. It's great to talk with you.
Yeah, me too. So, looking forward to Bridge in the space really soon. And good luck to your launch and on January 30th.
Yes. Yeah. January 30th. Do not miss it. If you do miss it, it's okay. It's not too late. We'll be here for you for years to come.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, guys.
All right. So we'll see you on Telegram and Twitter.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks.
Cheers.
So that's it for my first AMA. I learned so much, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Don't forget to subscribe for more crypto content and more AMAs in the future, and also hit that notification bell so that you'll be the first to know. I'll be putting in the description box below the link to our Telegram group. If you do want to join, there's more AMAs and prizes to win over there. And don't forget also to give me a follow on Twitter at cryptopatsu. So see you on my next video. Bye!